I am planning out my fall wardrobe, my daughter's fall wardrobe, just things that I want to make, and I'm going to take you along in the process. Have you ever just started sewing something and realized you've gotten into this a little prematurely? You don't have the right fabric, or you don't end up wearing it because it doesn't go with anything else in your closet. That is why I love to just plan out the things that I'm going to make. It's something that I love to put it in front of me and kind of keep top of mind. It keeps me inspired. And I'm going to take you through the process of how I plan out my makes, how I plan out future projects, what I'm working on. I'm going to give you some sneak peeks of some patterns coming out. And so I'm excited to show it all to you. My name is Courtney and I design sewing patterns. So a lot of these patterns that I'm using are from my shop, Rooney. They're all linked below. Before I do anything, I look for inspiration, and I have just been collecting inspiration throughout the year. I think it's really easy to be in a different season and look forward to the next season. So in summer, it's a little easier to find inspiration for the fall because a lot of people are pinning those things or sharing those things because there's this anticipation for the next season that's coming, and vice versa for the winter, for the summer and spring. So I have been planning a lot of this already, just kind of in my spare time when I'm on Pinterest and scrolling, when I'm looking through magazines, when I'm outside. I just take inspiration from everywhere. I love when I find a fabric and it just stands out to me. I've been collecting fabrics in that way. So to start with inspiration, I just go back to what I've already been pinning. I love dresses. If you haven't been able to tell, if you haven't taken a look at our shop, you can tell I just love a good dress. It's so easy to throw on. I feel like a lot of people say, why are you so dressed up? Why are you wearing a dress? Like, this is a casual event. And I just think this was way easier to throw on than like choosing a shirt, choosing some pants that match, and like doing that whole ordeal. So I love dresses. They're so easy. Okay, so this is my personal chilly clothes Pinterest board. I'm just looking at the overall feel of things. I'm not necessarily looking for like, I want to make that dress or that shirt specifically. I look for just how I want to feel, and that is usually cozy, that is usually effortless, something that's one piece of clothing as opposed to two, like I said earlier, something that's easy to throw a cardigan over, the Billy jacket, like stuff like that. This is what I'm looking at. So the overall style that I'm seeing is just super neutral, a lot of blue, which is kind of surprising. I didn't expect that. So a lot of blue, some neutral kind of key pieces. I'm really excited to just kind of gather these ideas. I'm gonna add them to Photoshop. You could do this on Canva on your phone. It's really easy. And I'm just gonna put them all together and kind of see the outliers and what is really just pulling together this full picture and full feeling of what I want. Another way I like to just gain inspiration to plan out these projects that I'm making. So I just look in my closet, kind of just see items that are lacking, something that I want to wear more of, and I add those to the list. And I think it's good to just think of whatever you want to make and then kind of narrow it down to the priorities, things that actually are getting you excited, things that you can find the right fabric for, stuff like that. And then another great way to find inspiration is to look at shops you love and look at saved posts on Instagram. I think those are a great way to just see the thread that is running through those posts. For shopping for fabric, I actually think this is the hardest part, just because you don't want to settle on fabric. I feel like settling on fabric is just going to compromise the end result. And I usually don't end up wearing those items of clothes where I've compromised on the fabric. I love to look online. I mean, there's so many great resources. I will link a video here where I've talked through some ways to find fabric. I look locally. We don't have too many local shops. I do a lot of my shopping on Etsy and some small business fabric stores. So those are linked below. These are some of the fabrics that I've already purchased for some projects. So this is a Liberty of London, the Tana Lawn. It is a beautiful floral. I'm going to use this for the Ola dress, which is a new pattern that we're coming out with soon. I'm going to use this for my daughter, and I think this Tana Lawn, I've only made one other thing out of a fabric similar to this. It's very thin, but not see-through, and it feels amazing. And I feel like it'll be a really nice transition piece from summer to fall. This is a Waffle Knit. I got this from Icy Fabric, and I just love the Waffle Knit. I think it's so cute for kids and adults, especially like loungewear. This would be so great with the Ada Lounge set. I'm going to use this to draft a t-shirt for my daughter, and I'm going to use this rib knit for the neckline and the arms, I believe. So you'll see it if it turns out good. This I've actually had for a while. I got it, I think it's a blend of some sort, probably like cotton and rayon. It's not linen, but it's kind of made to look like linen. I really like the tone of color. As you can tell, I love blues and greens. But I'm going to use this for one of our new Betty tops. So soon we are releasing a new pattern collection. It's 3 different tops for the Betty dress pattern. So you can take one pattern and make it into multiple styles of dresses, and I'm really excited about that. So I think I'm going to use this for the halter version. You'll see it on my little mood board here. And this is a terry cloth. I love the tone as well. I'm going to use this as a Rhodes overalls. It's from Icy Fabric. They have such a wide range of beautiful fabrics, from waffle knit to rib knit to terry cloth and linen and cotton. I really love the color of tones that they use, and they're just a great company. So I will link all of these fabrics below, and I'm going to show you the other fabrics that I'm looking at. I love this linen floral. I'm going to use this for the wrap version of the Betty top, and I'm so excited to order this fabric and kind of see it in person. And the striped fabric I feel like is really organic and would transition to different seasons well. This is a gingham linen, and then this like ochre kind of orangey rust color I think would be perfect for a dress. So what I do is I either find a fabric that I'm inspired by, or I find the pattern and project that I'm working on and then find a fabric to fit it. So here I've kind of done both. I've planned out the projects and then found fabrics to fit it, or vice versa. What I love to do is I have this huge sheet of craft paper. It's like this notepad. I got it locally at a shop that I love called Jenkins & Co. And I just draw lines on it and make these squares that I can draw in the patterns. My doodles aren't perfect, but it helps me keep my projects in front of me, and it keeps me just on the right track, because like I said earlier, when you plan your projects, they just go so much smoother. And then some other projects that I'm working on are a blanket for my daughter. I'm also making her a new soft book. If you've seen any of my videos in the past, I have made soft books for my daughter since when I was pregnant with her, so I love making these books. This one's a little different, and you'll see the outcome soon. These are all the projects that I have planned. They're going to take some time to actually sew and kind of bring to fruition, but I'm excited to share these patterns with you. And if you want to see kind of all of the things that I sewed for the spring and planning out that wardrobe, you can click this next video.